Hey, welcome YouTube. Today we're going to be reacting to some of the Vulcan SCP, the Red Pole Keter Extra-Dimensional SCP. I have heard of this one, not very much, but I heard a little bit. As far as I'm aware, it's just a big lake, and weird shit comes out of it. That's all I know about it. Besides that, I know nothing else about it. So that is going to be the major content we're going to do it over today. Hopefully, you know, we see some cool monsters and stuff, and let's check that. And let's see what the SCP does to contain this one compared to some other ones. Considering it's Keter, I'm assuming they don't have it contained. Howdy, you see. Alright, oh, unaware, I'm doing this, not unaware, you could tell by the chat. I'm doing this live, and if you want to check this out live, well, you know, come visit my Twitch. I'll link it in my YouTube description, as always. Anyways, let's get right into this. Why did that reset it? That was weird.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-354. Object Class, Keter. Special Containment Procedures.
Yeah, this is pretty much all I know. Just being a red pole.
Nature, Area 354 has been built around it. Area 354 houses forces and D-Class personnel prepared to deal with the threats emerging from SCP-354.
Oh, I was right.
Researchers studying
so it's just a
SCP-354,
pole, and they just built a facility around it. Damn, that's a problem then. It's such a problem that you said, you know what, we're gonna build buildings. Sounds like Clancy Pasta. I've never heard of Clancy Pasta. This is the Vulcan.
And its properties.
Okay.
For their own safety, no on-site personnel are to approach SCP-354 at any time. Direct interaction with SCP-354 is permitted only for the purpose of research to eliminate SCP-354 and must be approved by O5 personnel.
Okay.
Area 354 was constructed to contain and neutralize any and all further threats emerging from SCP-354. At the heart of Area 354,
There's like a lovely swimming pool. I don't know about that.
Wall of concrete
I don't know about that.
Has been constructed around SCP-354 to prevent emerging
Why don't they have a
from
bridge
escaping
over
into
it?
the area
Is my
at large.
question.
High-speed motion detection cameras are placed atop the wall, looking down into the pool.
They already had workers come in here and
guards
put a
can
bridge
easily
on it.
shoot down into the enclosure
Like, why?
from catwalks placed above the pool. Description: SCP-354 is a pool of red liquid discovered in northern Canada. The liquid is a consistency similar to that of human blood.
Fucking Canadians. They always have some horrible... They're all smiles, but of course it's in Canada. This is what they have. This is what we get. This is what all their war crimes amounted to. They did something. They must have made some kind of sacrifice.
But it is not of a biological nature. The pool does not have definitive banks. The soil mixes with the liquid until, at a certain point, there is more soil than liquid and the ground is mostly solid. The liquid becomes denser as one descends deeper into the pool. If the pool has a
Why
bottom,
would you go
it
into
has
the
yet
pool
to be reached. Periodically, entities emerge from the pool and attempt to escape from the enclosure.
Oh god, what kind of entities are we talking about here, though?
From SCP-354 have been extremely hostile and highly dangerous.
Okay, so they're fucking dangerous. Why don't you just nuke this place then?
First discovered by survivors of a plane crash who encountered SCP-354 by chance. SCP-354 had developed into a local urban legend long before Foundation personnel arrived to deal with the threat. After locating the source of the
swimming
legend,
pool's the threat
SCP
here.
personnel set up Watch Station Epsilon 38 to monitor the pool and deter future travelers from finding it. SCP-354 was classified as Euclid until its properties were further discovered.
Well,
at 1403,
it could summon monsters. It's a red pool death, and you don't nuke it, or like what happens if you just pour concrete over it? You know, have you ever tried that?
3 hours on, an unidentified entity emerged from SCP-354. Contact with Watch Station Epsilon 38 was lost. Mobile Task Force was dispatched to deal with the entity and were eventually successful. All personnel at Watch Station Epsilon 38 were found dead. Area 354 was subsequently constructed to contain SCP-354.
Yeah, secure, contain,
Document
protect. That's your rules. I don't have to like it though.
To have emerged from SCP-354 prior to Event 354-20. SCP-354-1. Original entity which destroyed Watch Station Epsilon 38. Resembled a giant bat. Neutralized by Mobile Task Force. SCP-354-2. Bear-sized mammalian creature covered in...
If they're self-respecting monsters, they can burst through concrete. Well, I'll be honest, that literature is lost on me. I don't know how self-respecting could translate to breaking concrete. I'm not gonna lie. Also, Vera, you're welcome to join anytime you want. You know, you got that access. You just say, hey, drop me in here, and I'll let you in.
Razor-sharp spines, resembled an echidna. Was virtually bulletproof, but was unable to escape the enclosure surrounding the pool. Neutralized via napalm.
So you could burn it.
SCP-354.
Okay, I'm happy. I'm pleased with that.
Black metallic sphere capable of levitation.
Okay. Oh,
emitted concentrated levels of radiation and precisely directed beams sufficient to instantly cripple and later result in death.
So it was a fucking
struck SCP-354-3
a radiation ball,
disabling it.
The demon core. It's a fucking demon core. It's a living demon core.
Self-detonated, causing minor structural damage and severely wounding Dr. made a full recovery and has been commended for his bravery. SCP-354-4. Humanoid reptilian creature.
Even got reptiles.
6 meters tall.
6
Escaped both the
meters,
walled
4.6,
enclosure
okay.
and Area 354 altogether. Gunfire caused very little harm and was highly ineffective. Mobile Task Force Omega-7, Pandora's Box, was dispatched and was successful in neutralizing the creature. SCP-354-5. SCP-354-6. Appeared to be a human male of Indian descent. As the enclosure around the pool had not yet been fully repaired, SCP-354-6 was immediately shot
human
before it had a chance to escape.
Monster.
Area head Dr. has expressed his displeasure in the rash execution of SCP-354-6,
my God, we could have had some answers on this
testing
thing.
revealed to be identical to an average human being. SCP-354-14. Majority of the creature's body remained well beneath the surface of the pool. 5 octopus-like tentacles were seen emerging from the pool and reached up over the enclosure.
Damn, bro.
Several D-class personnel were
Why haven't they burned this already? I'm just saying. They should have burned this down already. They should have put concrete over it and then put a building over it or something. They murdered a dude who was just bathing. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
After receiving massive damage from gunfire, SCP-354-14 retreated back into the pool and disappeared. No personnel taken by the creature were recovered.
It just came in and took people. That's crazy.
15. Feline creature composed of a
Why didn't they put like at least like a net? Like try to put a net over it, you know, an electric net, whatever type of net, maybe like a sea, like, you know, they have weapons that defy logic here in this universe. Have you not thought of putting more precautions instead of a wall around it? Put stuff over it. Have they not tried already? I don't know. This I'm barely discovering this thing basically right now, but this is all, as everything you know right now is everything I know.
Crystalline structure later revealed to be ice. Was able to jump above the walled enclosure and was agile enough to dodge most gunfire. Was actively hostile and mauled any personnel that engaged.
It's not about stopping it, alright? I feel like it would alert people because these things just pop out and then they grab you. But if it struggles for like 5 seconds, those 5 seconds of it, the net breaking and cracking and everything, would give you time to look, run, look, shoot. It gives you a little bit extra time. And with that little bit extra time, you could shoot motherfuckers, okay? That's what I'm saying, okay? I'm not saying you have to live. What I'm saying is that you could shoot it. or you could run like a bitch, but you could live.
Engaged it. Subject engaged SCP-3416 upon its emergence from the pool and was terminated in the fight. SCP-354-16. A feline creature composed of a dark red-black stone, later revealed to be partially solidified magma. Gunfire proved mostly ineffective against its hide, was not hostile to personnel, and did not attempt to escape the walled enclosure until being engaged by SCP-354.
What about SCP-1805? I haven't heard about that one. I'll maybe look into it later.
Successfully terminated SCP-354-15 and grew less active as its body cooled. After fully solidifying and having remained motionless since, the subject was moved to Dr. office for aesthetic purposes. SCP-354-18. Metallic humanoid machine described by several D-Class personnel as a Terminator. Subject possessed a...
What is this? What is this? Chat. I need a moment to just understand what the fuck is this? That's a crazy statement. You know what? It is times like these when I just put this down here, and I forget it exists and try to finish recording the rest of my video that I need to put on YouTube.
A cloaking device rendering it invisible to human eyes. Subject was highly adept at combat and killed nearly 90%.
They put excessive amount of funds to stop Liam getting in. Who's Liam? Just a random fucking guy that just... Oh my god, I'm stopped. No, we're moving on. We'll look into it later. Alright, for now I want to get this video done.
Of Area 354's guard
Oh
personnel.
my god, that thing's ugly. Ew,
Approximately 60
ugly
minutes
man.
after emerging from the pool, subject ceased function and powered down. Subject was dismantled and power cell was disposed of. Subject's remains are under study. Note from area head. That's thrice now that we've had to fall back on Pandora's box to deal with stuff coming out of SCP-354.
Pandora's
Abel
box?
can't complain though. You can tell he enjoyed fighting SCP-354-11. Maybe we should set up some kind of hotline to Mobile Task Force Omega 7. Document 354-3A. Log of exploratory mission 354.
He looks cute though, he looks
Alpha.
harmless. I'm sorry, this is not a Pokemon universe. This is literally a spawn Satan from hell, okay? I see this, I'm shooting it. If it doesn't die by shooting, I'm running, okay? And whoever says, you know what, resorting to violence is a bitch's mentality, well, guess what? I'm a whole ass bitch. I don't stand for shit. I'm airing the entire room out, alright? I'm telling you right now.
Personal log of Dr.
Alright.
Our
It looks
expedition
like a porcupine
to
low-key with the things in the bag.
that
I
gaping
ain't messing
wound in
with
the middle
this.
of Canada has finally been accepted. The R&D boys have come up with what can only be described as a submarine with a drill on it. We know that the pool gets denser as you go down, so we suspect that at some point we won't be sinking so much as digging. Hence the huge mining device built onto it.
They made a
It's not
submarine in
hydrodynamic
there.
at all.
I can't believe
We're
it.
not really going swimming here. My gut tells me that there's something on the other side of the red pool. And just like digging down, up to China, all we have to do is dig down, up to it. Personal log of Dr.
Oh my god, they're gonna end up like the billionaires. What, they got a Logitech controller? They gotta have at least an Xbox controller using that on that submarine. I'm just saying we can't have history repeat itself again, alright? And the fact that they used to do a submarine and put a drill in front of it just to go through to the inside the red pool, and they thought that's a good idea, is crazy.
With 05 over who's allowed to come. I wanted Mobile Task Force Omega 7 to come with us for protection, or at least SCP-076, but they won't allow it. Despite the massive damages he continues to cause, they still see him as too valuable to risk losing. Not that he isn't, immortal or anything. Maybe they just don't have the guts to ask him to go exploring. Ackler, that ass, wanted.
This look well for a kaiju. This will look for a kaiju. You know what? It does fit that level of not nasty, but like, putrid, ugly look that background fodder kaiju and maybe a somewhat decent subplot villain kaiju would look. Definitely not a main kaiju though. He's not built like a main kaiju.
Us to take SCP with us, but I wouldn't allow it. The file says SCP was just born here before he came through, so he'd be useless as a guide. He might have been some use as security, but that's mostly cancelled out by the fact that he probably just anyway. The final crew complement, apart from
like
myself,
episode 5 of Kaiju of the Week.
3
Nah, it's like
agents, 2 D-class personnel, 1 geologist, and 1 guy
why would
from
they send a
R&D
submarine
who's
though?
gonna
That's so
pilot the ship.
stupid. Why?
I
Do they
already
have
forgot
a
all
death
the names.
wish? Like, God.
Exploratory Team 354 Alpha, ET-35A, mission log, day 1. Rotten sort of day to begin a mission. Rumor has it that last night there was a total containment breach in some area or other. Then it turns out that there's no coffee allowed anywhere inside of Area 354 for some reason or another.
No coffee allowed? Oh hell nah. Oh hell nah. Oh hell nah. Nuke this place. I don't care who dies. No coffee allowed. Nuke it. I don't care. No.
And the whole mission almost ended in a
I'm taking a sip
disaster
of my
when it
coffee to
turns out
that.
that they almost forgot to load the extra fuel on board. Who the fuck is running the show around here? Anyway, we're now underway. For a while there, I had a definite feeling of going downward. But now we're dropping much more slowly. Marty, the R&D guy's name, says we're sinking at a rate of 10 meters an hour. Apparently at this depth, the red pool is pretty damn dense.
Are they just gonna...
ET-354A,
It'll
mission
be pretty
log.
fucked, but it'll be a pretty good horror movie, right? Because they're digging into the red pool right now, right? If as they keep drilling, it gets so hard that their drill breaks, so now they're just stuck in a can of death. That submarine becomes their tomb under the water, and they can't leave. It's what's gonna happen, isn't it? It's what's gonna happen. It's what's gonna happen. I'm calling it right now. I just ain't no
Nothing of
way.
interest
This
happened.
is stupid.
But I learned everyone's names. We have Marty, our pilot, Agent Swanson, Agent Turquoise, Agent 86, Dr. J. MacArthur, Chris Simmons,
This
and
whole
Leroy
SCP
Tucker.
would make a banger film. There's so many stuff that they could be make into a good film from SCP. Thing is, it's gonna be really hard considering how convoluted some of the lore, some of the stories, some of the things, and some of the abilities are. You know,
What
it's
we
very
fucking
picky
do.
choosy.
ET-354A, mission log, day 3. At about 4
Morning,
a.m.,
just come in. Morning,
gravity
morning.
suddenly changed direction. Boy, that was a fun way to wake up.
Oh,
Now we're rising rather than sinking, which
finally.
means we're more than halfway there. ET-354A, mission log, day 4. We've reached the surface. Through the portholes, it's mostly dark, which means it's night. We can't go out yet because for all we know, the atmosphere could be hydrochloric acid. We've got a shitload of sensors outside the ship analyzing a bunch of stuff. Whether the air is breathable, what kind of airborne bacteria we have to deal with, and simple stuff like temperature. We'll know in 8 hours if it's safe for human life out there.
It's not
ET-354A
happily
mission log,
make a film
day
just
5.
based on this concept alone.
Turns out the air is totally safe.
I mean, you
except
could.
It's been night for going on
you've had
28 hours
pets.
now. What's going on?
I mean, what do you mean
ET-354A?
what's going on? You're in an entirely different world from that you dug into a different world from a red pool, and you're surprised that the day takes it takes more than the regular 24-hour period for there to be sun when you're digging into another dimension, basically. Come on now, don't be that stupid. That's just dumb to assume that. Why would you assume this another reality would work with the same rules that we have our reality, with amalgamations of monsters are just coming in left and right, killing your team?
Mission log, day 6. Dawn finally came.
Dig into
The sun
my
was
other dimension.
huge
Oh, shut
and
up.
red.
Okay, now I'm
I'm
not
a
reading chat
biologist,
for that.
But I know enough about astronomy to know that we're orbiting a totally different star.
Oh,
Is this a different time?
Might be a different universe.
Place? Or a different dimension?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Leroy
saying.
guessed that we're in another plane of existence, and I think he's probably closest. The pool on this side is way bigger, more like a large pond or maybe a small lake. The banks are more defined than our side as well. We took an inflatable raft to shore.
Let him
Marty and
cold
Simmons stayed behind and
I'm
headed
not
north.
letting him cook.
The ground here, or at least around the pool, is almost totally devoid of plant life. The only green we saw was a sort of fuzzy moss growing on the ground that looked like a kind of mold. The ground is grayish tan dirt that's like a mixture of sand and flour. MacArthur said it was some sort of mineral or another, but I forget what he called it. I half expected our electronics to not work out here, but that wasn't the first thing to fail. After about 2 hours of hiking across flat, boring ground, the compass suddenly changed direction. Now it points to what we had previously thought to be east. Evidently, this planet's magnetics... Is it even a planet?
That's the thing, you don't know. You don't know.
Not wanting to get lost...
This is a fuck around and find out moment. The humans, us, have fucked around, and now, as we're gonna watch, are gonna find out. It's a pretty easy formula, you know? It's not complicated mathematics.
The trip back was less than half as long as the trip out. Tomorrow we'll work out a way of navigation that doesn't rely on the compass being sane. ET-354A, mission log, day 7. Lousy night's sleep. The sun never went down. By my calculations, the day-night cycle here seems to last about 43.5 hours, as opposed to 24 hours back home.
A 2 hour.
It's gonna take some getting used to. We agreed on a system of navigation.
Okay.
Firstly, we're gonna travel only in a straight line to make sure that we can get back to the ship by simply turning around and heading in the other direction. Unless we encounter some
I guess that works. I'm not gonna
unnavigatable
criticize
jungle,
that. In a straight
we should be
line,
fine.
sure.
Secondly, Marty's rigged a radio beacon thing. I don't really remember his explanation, but if we're anywhere within 800 miles, his little gizmo will be able to tell us exactly which direction to go to get back, and how far.
Smart man, smart man.
ET-354A, mission log, day 9. We set out a few hours before the sun was scheduled to rise, but when we got to the shore, we found that the green moss stuff was everywhere. It had grown in mass significantly. My guess is the stuff shrivels up in the sun during the day and expands at night to suck in nutrients or something. We decided we didn't want to walk through it, so we went back.
Sounds sketchy, you know? Sounds sketchy. I'm thinking it probably grows the monsters or something, or something like that. That's why I guess.
Sunrise. Sun came up and we set out again. The moss stuff was back to its smaller state. It just occurred to me that there's been no wind at all in this place. The result is dead silence. I'm not ashamed to admit that the overall emptiness of this place is pretty scary. We found an area with none of the moss stuff for a few hundred feet around, and decided to camp for the night. The sun is still up, but it's time for us humans to sleep, so I'm calling it a night. ET-354A.
How do you think what's gonna happen? I'm thinking they're gonna die. I'm thinking all of them die. If I were to think realistically, you probably are all gonna die here. There's no way you guys all make it back. We only get this journal or this radio thing get back, but they're dying. At least all but one, maybe. They're all dying. We have records though. I'm guessing they come like one, at least one comes back, or they send their information back. Different though. Well, you're not in here, are you?
Hey, mission log, day 10. Sometime in the night, which was really daytime, fuck, this is gonna get confusing, we were all awoken by some kind of roar. You remember what the T-Rex sounded in that old movie Jurassic Park?
Yeah, actually.
It sounded a lot like that. Big, reptilian. It was so loud that I was certain whatever was making it couldn't be more than 20 feet away. But when we all got out of our tents, we didn't see anything. The whole area is so flat that we'd see any sort of animal within half a mile or so.
That's creepy.
But there was
That's
nothing.
creepy.
Fucking scary. We packed up camp and continued on. After a while, we stopped seeing the moss stuff. Maybe it only grows around the red pool. And the ground became rockier. In the distance, the land seems to grow more hilly. I think I see trees. ET-354A, mission log, day 11. The bare ground has ended. Now we're walking across a vast field of beautiful green grass. It almost looks like a well-mown lawn. The grass seemed ordinary enough until Turquoise tripped over a rock and arose to find his hands covered with several dozen bloody pinpricks.
Ooh.
Apparently the tip of a blade of this...
Ooh, I hate that. I'd rather get stabbed once in a big stab than have a bunch of tiny cuts all over my hand. Like I death by 1,000 cuts is like not a way I would want to go in any way. You know? Can also release something worse. Prometheus vibes? I've never seen Prometheus, so I wouldn't actually know. Just live in the UK if you want to get stabbed. I mean, you don't have to live in the UK to get stabbed. I'll tell you that right now.
Grass is incredibly sharp and easily punctures skin. It's no threat to our Foundation-issued boots, but we must be careful not to fall on it.
Yeah,
We came to a tiny stream, really no more
don't.
than a trickle. Swanson suggested we could refill our canteens, but Leroy and MacArthur wanted to check the water for something or other first. MacArthur took out some equipment and after a few minutes announced that it was not water, but liquid carbon dioxide.
Oh.
CO2 is usually a gas at this temperature,
Oh my
and it's never a
god.
liquid. The laws of physics don't seem to be working right. ET-34A, mission log, day 14. Haven't had time to record anything for a few days. We made it to an area sparsely populated by trees. The grass there was withered and brown, and not sharp enough to pierce the skin anymore. The trees were ordinary, looked like birch, but the leaves were wrong. At some point, we lost Swanson. This place is so quiet that none of us really feel comfortable talking, so we have no idea when we lost him.
Oh my god.
There's
Are
a
they
good
getting picked apart? They're getting picked apart. They're getting picked apart.
Our
No, they're getting
window
picked
where he
apart.
could
They're
have
gonna
gone
give me
missing.
one missing,
We
another
called
missing,
to him,
another
but
missing,
none
another
of us
missing,
wanted to
another
split up
missing.
to look for him.
Oh no. Why would you
During the
split up?
night,
Why
a
would you
tree
split
fell on
up?
86's tent.
Why would you
He
split
wasn't
up?
hurt and none of the gear was damaged, although the tent got mangled beyond repair. 86 swears that the tree hadn't been that close when he pitched the thing, and none of us can tell what caused it to fall. The trunk just snapped. We all agreed not to pitch our tents anywhere near a tree from now on. The next day, which was really night, we heard the same roar from a few days ago. It sounded exactly the same as before, and again, we have no idea what made the sound, and none of us can even agree which direction
What is
it
it
came
raining?
from. Then
What
it
is it
started
raining?
to
What is it
rain.
raining?
We
What
all
is it
pitched our
raining?
tents for the night, this time a whole lot closer together than we had before.
What is it
The
raining though?
nearest
Check
tree
the
is about
rain.
300 feet
What is it
away.
raining?
MacArthur commented that it was actual rain and not more CO2 bullshit.
Okay,
We set up this funnel thing to refill our canteens.
Okay, that's what I was like. I was
Leroy
wondering, like,
donated
what do
his
you
tent
mean?
to
What is the
Agent
rain?
86, and I offered to share mine since it's a little bigger than the other guys. I asked Leroy what he did to wind up as a D-class. He said he a couple of people.
Okay.
I think he might have been trying to freak me out, but who knows? Anyway, he's
Nah,
one of the most
what the
well-behaved
fuck?
D-classes I've ever
Excuse
met.
me?
So I don't think he's going to, say, in my sleep. ET-354A, mission log, day 17.
Hey yo,
Good
has
God,
demon
the
spores
rain
or
has
something?
finally
Probably.
stopped. Everything is soaking wet, including us. Except for the ground. After that much water, you'd expect it to be muddy as hell, but the ground beneath the grass is barely damp at all. Perhaps the plants absorb moisture from the ground more efficiently than the ones back home. We're setting out again. Perhaps the rain awakens some animal life.
Oh, we got data
Mission
data
log,
corruption.
Day 25. What seemed to be a huge cliff in the distance turned out to be an artificially constructed wall. It's made of solid rusty iron and stands maybe 50
What do you mean
feet
artificially
high.
constructed
To the
wall?
left and to the right, it goes on farther than the eye can see. I can't imagine how thick it is. We have no way around it. We'll have to go over it or through it. We made a camp for the night.
Is there other life here,
We'll
like
work
other
out what to do
people?
in the morning.
Like, what is the point? Why is?
ET-354A, mission log, day 26.
Are we just like moving past?
Leroy
There's just an
jury-rigged
artificially
some kind
built
of
wall.
blowtorch thing with our equipment. I swear, this guy is fucking MacGyver. We cut a hole in the iron wall big enough for us to go through. Turns out it's only about 1/4 of an inch thick, but there's another wall behind it with less than a foot between. Apparently, this thing has multiple layers. Leroy cut through 8 of them before we finally made it to the other side.
See this YouTube? You see this YouTube? This is my chat. This is my chat YouTube. This is my chat. Yes. All right, sorry. I just had to point that out. I'm gonna put them back in their corner. Anyways, um, I'm not gonna make a comment on that.
Right. The grass on this side is black. Not burnt or anything, just a different color. And finally, there's some wind. I was getting tired of concluded that coming here was a mistake. We have to turn back. ET-354A, mission log, day 39. We passed through the second barrier, and we're back to the weird place with the black grass. I half expected the hole Leroy cut through it to have sealed up or something, but it was still there, thank God. Or whoever runs the show in this world. I don't think MacArthur is going to make it through the night. He's lost a lot of blood.
Wait, what? What happened to MacArthur?
ET-354.
Wait. Finally lost her some wind I'm getting tired of. Included the what? Oh, why is my model freaking out? Hello? Model. Alright, there you go. I was like, what the fuck? Why are we freaking out like that? Manly pointing out since he's part of it too. I'm not part of it, okay? I don't involve me with that, alright? That's not my thing, okay? I'll tell you that, that's not my thing. We can talk about goth mummies though. Then we have a different conversation, right? Or any gym, muscle mummies. And then we can have a conversation, alright? But we're not there. It's not what it's about. So let's just move on, alright?
A, mission log. Day 40. We awoke to find that MacArthur had crossed. We didn't want to do it, but we had no choice but to terminate him. 86 said that something back home.
So what happened to MacArthur though?
And he may have been right, but we couldn't afford to have him slow us down. We only have a few more days in Day 48. We made it back to the ship with only an hour or two to spare. The first thing they asked us was what the fuck had happened to Swanson, Turquoise, MacArthur, and 86. As if a few dead team members are our biggest problems right now. Marty has us underway, and we're definitely sinking. I just hope they don't. End of log. This document was discovered at the Central Foundation database. No such mission to explore SCP-354 has been yet suggested or approved. No
oh my god, what the fuck? This time? Ooh, how does this work? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So they just had records of this in their computers, but they have no records of those people, no records of approving the mission, no records of when they did this. It just exists. What is this? Wait, what? That's actually kind of crazy. Like, what? That's not what I expected at all. That means I told you they didn't make it back. I told you they didn't make it back. I was right. I was right, chat. I was right. They never made it back. They never made it back. I was completely right, chat. This is why you have faith in me. All right? This is why you have faith in me.
Area head, Dr. It has been 22 months since the last entity emerged from the pool. Before this, the longest period of time between emergences was 8 months. I suspect this means one of two things. Either the red pool has died or powered down, or whatever the correct term for it is, or it is charging up for something big to come through. O5 believes the former is the most likely explanation, and has recalled 30% of our total personnel and cut 25% of our funding. While I can only hope that they are correct, if the latter situation is true, we are soon to face some terrible monstrosity, and we won't have anywhere near the force necessary to deal with it. I worry for all of our safety. Document 354.
Okay.
4. Event
so
log.
Better keep his data SCP before we died or something. Maybe.
In the morning of the entire staff of Area 354 evacuated the facility. However, the staff also shut down the power to the area and took a number of supplies and vehicles from the facility, indicating that the evacuation had not been done due to an emergency. Mobile Task Force Theta 12 was dispatched to investigate the cause of the evacuation and, if possible, make contact with area staff. However, before Mobile Task Force Theta 12 could make contact with Area 354 or its evacuees, the area's on-site warhead
did the area get nuked?
Resulting in the destruction of the entire facility and the deaths.
They fucking nuked it.
Mobile
Finally,
Task Force
but like,
Theta
what
12
happened?
Was ordered to make contact with the evacuated personnel and in the event of hostility, was given clearance to terminate any uncooperative personnel. A large convoy of vehicles taken from Area 354 was spotted heading southward from Area 354 at high speed. Final audio logs from Mobile Task Force Theta 12 indicate that the convoy was made up of Area 354 staff, and that the previous chain of command had broken down in its entirety, with armed D-Class personnel and research personnel firing upon Mobile Task Force Theta 12.
What's happened? Why is there anarchy? Huh?
And no further contact with the former personnel.
Wait, I'm so confused. What happened?
Since. Document 354-5. Following the total destruction of Area 354, the Red Pool containment site was constructed in its place. Basic maps of the new facility can be found in... And unlike the previous facility, which was focused on research and neutralization of entities emerging from SCP-354, the new facility is devoted entirely to the containment of SCP-354 and entities which may emerge from it, as well as any unforeseen forces which it may create directly.
So you're telling me that a nuke didn't destroy this place? Okay, well, it didn't destroy the pool. Okay, all right.
Due largely to the advisement of the new site head, who believes that the events...
Also, let me read this up. Okay. There was a modern rendition of this SCP-7354, the Carrier Pool, by the Exploring series. Oh, okay. Featuring Abel and the Nalkans. I know Abel. I don't know the Nalkans.
354-20 were the result of a psychic or mental attack generated by SCP-354 itself. Document 354-6. Interview regarding... Playing log now.
Is it alright if I record this?
Yes, go ahead.
Good.
Okay, so we have somebody that... Okay, we have an interview. All right.
Let's start at the beginning. What happened at the Red Pool containment site?
Looking back now, it seems strange that nobody ever suggested draining the pool. When Dr. came up with it, it seemed like such a good idea at the time.
What exactly about the idea was so appealing?
It was a way out. That SCP entry, I've read what it says. It's a joke. It makes it seem like we have the pool under control.
I take it you do not?
There's a half-meter slab of reinforced concrete in place.
Oh my god, they did place concrete on it. They did place concrete on the pool. They did place concrete on the pool. Oh my god, they did what I was done. They do place concrete on the pool. See, I'm not crazy. See, I'm not crazy. I told you, that's like, you should pour concrete on it. And they did.
Time some beast tries to come through, somehow it manages to get loose into the building. People die every single time. I've seen a man's own intestines. Can you imagine what that looks like, old man?
So to you, and of course to the other people stationed at the Red Pool containment site as well, draining the pool seemed like a fine solution to the suffering caused by SCP-354.
Suffering? That thing doesn't just...
Please sit down. This is going on record. So, O5 approved the draining of SCP-354, and then what happened?
They evacuated all the non-essential personnel to a location a couple kilometers away, leaving just basic defense crew and the people who'd run the equipment. Mostly D-Class, plus a few agents to keep things going.
And you were among those agents?
Okay.
Yes.
How did they go about draining the pool?
Tech guys brought in this big pump thing with all these hoses. We retracted the slab, but... Have you ever had a dream where it seemed so real, but you knew you were dreaming, and it felt like you had to wake up to escape?
Have you ever had a dream where you wish you could do anything? Sorry, that's my first thought. See, it was white concrete doesn't work. Yeah, but I'm saying they should have tried it, and they did try it, and it doesn't work. Now we know. I need to get someone to drink it all. I'm sure some D-Class is happy to do it. I don't know about drinking the pool.
I can't say I have.
Yes, you have. We all have. That's what it felt like when they put the hose in to try and drain it. Everything stopped being real. It was like we had to escape right now.
And you were the only one feeling the sensation.
No, everyone had it at the same time. It came from the fucking pool.
Please, lower your voice. What happened when they activated the pump?
We never did. We couldn't. It wouldn't
Wow,
let us.
it got psychedelics
let you?
in their
The
brain.
pool!
Please, I ask you to lower your voice.
Up until now, it's been content just throwing monsters at us. It's been playing. But now, we have it locked up and we just tried to execute it. Now it's angry.
Guards restraint agent.
My buddy measured its banks once and compared them to the photos from its first discovery. You know what he found?
Guards.
It's growing. The pool is growing. It gets bigger and stronger every day. And now we've made it angry.
Sedate him. We'll continue this in the morning.
Oh my
If he's
god.
lucid by then anyway.
End log.
So it's a growing pool. Okay, I get it, but like, I also don't understand. Why are you angry, bro? I know why you're angry, but like, if you want to get
Okay.
results, if
I
you want
think that
people to
about
listen
does
to
it for
you,
today.
don't let your emotions control
Thank you
you,
all for
please,
listening.
and not
If
look like a
indeed you still
madman.
are, and you are all
Truly a
dismissed.
skill issue from the guy. That's what I mean.
Goodbye.
Is this? Oh, okay, that's the end of it. All right, that was pretty good. All right, that was I very much enjoyed that one. Oh wow, I like the whole story they did, and then it just turns out it has never happened technically in our timeline, you know. Ancient Man is a stronger mindset. I know when you work for the SCP facility, and I mean, you know, all of them, right? You're gonna deal with this type of stuff all the time: death, murder, things that you don't understand, happening all the time. You need to have a better mindset for all of this, because or else you're just gonna die or end up crazy. And it's just like, I feel like you definitely need to have a stronger will of some type, you know, because like if you're just like him right there, you're gonna end up like a crazy person. Mally might be an SCP too. Oh no no no! I mean, I would be considered an SCP since I'm not human, but I'm not of SCP origins. You know, I mean, they would try to contain me, but don't worry, my I'll be safe. I'll be safe. I'm pretty safe. Anyways, thank you for watching, YouTube. I will see you guys next time. If you want to watch with me along, I'll be streaming on Twitch Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 7 a.m. PST. Besides that, I'll put my link to my Twitch in my description. This has been SCP the Red Pool Keter by the Vulcan as well, always as good as those other videos, and I will see you next time. Bye bye, Lost Souls.